Hey everybody, it's Party Elite. Welcome you back to another episode of our Planet Zoo franchise mode Let's Play, where we're going to be diving right back into Elite Zoo North. But first, I have to point out, what are the chances that our conservation credits end up at 4445? Anyway, to Elite Zoo North we go. There is a lot to do today, and I'm very excited to do it all. So let's dive on in. And folks, as we do, I want to mention, as always, if you've been enjoying this series and you'd like to see it continue, please don't hesitate to keep letting me know by leaving a like and a comment down below. It makes such a big difference in how I approach content on the channel. Not only do I look at the number of likes and comments to get a quick understanding of what y'all want to see more or less of, but I also do enjoy reading through all the comments. In fact, for the last episode, before I sat down to record this one, I read through each and every comment, and I'm sure as I'm talking right now, new comments have popped up that I've, since missed. But I do go back to old videos as well. I see a lot of you commenting, who are still watching and watching older episodes and stuff, leaving down comments and saying things like, oh, I don't know if you'll ever see this. I do see this. I do see them, and I do try to reply and engage with the older videos, on an ongoing basis as well. So even if you're not watching this within the 24 hours of it being released or whatever, let me know your thoughts. I enjoy reading through comments. It's part of the fun for me. All right. With all that said, let's get started. Like I said, there's a lot to do today. Apparently, there's a lot of notifications to take care of as well, and there's a lot of suggestions that came through from the comments. I'm looking forward to implementing as many of them as possible because there were some really cool ideas. Looks like we've bred a couple of habitat species. Habitat? What's up? What's going on? Well, weird. Flubbing over words right at the beginning over here. That's not ideal. Let's see. Moria Plaza's having some issues. I'm guessing cleanliness is part of that. Just want to very quickly take a look at some of these and see what's happening over here. I might just... We don't actually have that many. It's a lot of babies. A lot of babies. Let's maybe get rid of some more of these guys. Just way too many peafowl in here. I feel like we did that at the end of the previous episode, didn't we? Still have so many of them. We still have so many of them. Why do we have so many of them? Just want to remove a handful. There. That'll make me happier. Just makes me feel a little bit better. Almost get another 100 conservation credits there. But what is their actual issue though? Okay, I understand there's important alerts. What's your problem? Enrichment is terribly low. Weird, even though it's 68. Oh, you know what it is? I have to hit play. Sometimes, this has started happening only recently. Sometimes you just have to hit play for the game to realize that things aren't as bad as they think, as bad as it thinks things are. I hope this is not one of those days where I'm just flubbing over my words all day long. I promise I won't be. I'm gonna get it together. All right. Now, one other thing that I want to manage before we hit play, because most of the management stuff we can do without being paused, but one of the things I want to do is check up on Emberly over here being on contraceptives. I don't think she needs to be. I believe Yates is not a sibling, so we could get you off of those contraceptives. And it looks like, just as I was talking about that, it looks like we actually have a baby coming. No, I don't want to check that. I want to check. How do I want to check? I want to check by going over here. Click on you, and yes, we do have Mbe over here about to have some babies. Hopefully some good quality babies to be expected. Genetics are okay over here, but at least we're having babies. Just the other day, the previous episode, I was talking about how we haven't had bison babies in a while, so glad to see that's happening. But I did want to change the pronghorn antelope situation over here. Right now, it is 8-4. I believe, if we take a look at Zoopedia, the pronghorn antelope is supposed to be, where are we? P. Pronghorn antelope is supposed to be up to 1 male with up to 10 females. So I guess I really got to switch this up a little bit, get rid of 3 more males. That's the group size. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go ahead and get rid of 3 males, and the females are fine for now. It won't be for very long, but they're fine for now. Now, who is the alpha right now? I wish it marked who the alpha was right in that screen. Let's go ahead and minimize that. Habitat contents. Oh, hello. Interesting. Didn't notice that before. That's new, right? Or did I just not notice it before? Anyway, I wish I could filter. What I could do, I guess, is I go over here, take a look at our pronghorn antelopes. Where are we? Pronghorn antelope. There we go. And if we just look at the males over here, just by maturity. Oh, can't do both. Guess I gotta do. Oh, I can't. Can I not? Wow. Okay. I was hoping I could filter to show just males as opposed to organized by male female. Anyway, we got Lucas. Got Willoughby. We've got Wasian and Hemison. Hemison is the alpha. Hemison's got great genes as well. You, my good friend, not so good. Willoughby, decent, not excellent. And Lucas, oh my god, these are great genes. Okay, so you two, we're going to go ahead and send to the trade center. All right, and then our other guy, gotta go here, gotta go here. I wish you would remember your previous clicks. Pronghorn antelope, Willoughby, I believe. Also great genes. Yeah, we'll try trading you as well. Only one of them had, like, not the greatest genes, so we'll send you to the trade center too. Let's go. All right, done. So that's that, and then obviously the exhibit animals. Now, in terms of exhibit trading, I hear y'all loud and clear. Many of you did not care for the method used previously to get rid of exhibit animals, previously as in the previous episode, because it took a little too long. Totally understandable. I think the idea is that method of exhibit management is not going to be a consistent affair. It's something that'll only happen a couple of times, like once every couple of months, speaking in terms of real time now, because it's not every day that you have to check on the quality of the parent pair, so to speak, right? You only have to do it once, and hopefully they always get decent quality offspring, and so you never have to do it again. In an ideal world, that's not how it's going to work out. So every once in a while, I think I'll do it the long way, so to speak. But typically, I think I can do it in this more either using the menus or this method over here. Now, this method, I do like this method of just going through all of the exhibits and doing it manually like this, because I won't do it all the time. I'll do it sometimes. So the reason why I like this is because you don't have to worry about your 30 animal limit, and you can actually, make sure that you have breeding pairs where you need them and things like that. So anytime I feel worried about breeding pairs and whatnot, I will just quickly go through this way, and I hope y'all don't mind. I hope y'all don't mind. Lots of stuff to do today, though, so hopefully not going to spend too much time on this. I kind of want to try and get 2 time lapses in today, but if I'm completely frank, I don't know the likelihood of that, because initially the first time lapse I was going to do, I want to finish off the camel enclosure, and that wasn't going to take very long. But then as I went on and sat down and continued my planning, I realized that's actually maybe going to become a very big undertaking. So we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. I will say on that note, something to mention is many of you have pointed out that the term for the Arabic term for marketplace is souk, and totally that's the term I've heard used in, like, for Turkey and things like that. Like in Turkey, it's called a souk. In various nations in the Middle East, it's called a souk. But I don't know why. But in Morocco, at least, and again, that's where I'm drawing my influences and my experiences from. In Morocco, as I hit play, there was the Medina in Marrakesh, the Medina in Rabat. Like, those are the ones that I'm familiar with. And so that's what kind of comes to mind for me. But I guess I'm glad that souk is I suppose the more accurate term, because it's a lot easier to say. I think we were pretty successful in executing this enclosure. See, that doesn't work with Medina. You can't do that pun with Medina, but so I'll go with souk. God, I'm sorry, but yeah, lots of plans. Gonna adjust how the bedding and stuff is done. I've got great name suggestions I will be implementing as well, but I'm gonna wait until the sunshine comes through, of course. While we're waiting, though, I'm gonna do something that I've been asked. I've been asked for multiple times, several times, and I keep forgetting to do it. But this time, I remember. I wrote it down. And I remember. Oh no, Embry's about to pass away. Oh man, at least it's of old age. They're so cute. Also, how windy is it? Jeez. Oh, you know what it must be? I must be on double speed or something. Nope, regular speed. There's Embry. Oh my god. That that cry slash growl as she passed away, that was louder than expected. You guys are hungry. I might need to get some more keepers and stuff, actually. Wait, sorry, before I forget again. Because that'll get taken care of. Let's go ahead and pick one of y'all. Samar. Alright, I gotta remember this name. So, I know typically this is supposed to be done with fluffy animals, but let's go ahead and try it with one of these guys, and I want to see what ends up happening. I want to see what ends up happening. Oh my god, they just become chunkier. Looks like he got bitten by bees, and obviously has an allergy to said bees. But as a little Easter egg, they revealed a long time ago. They revealed a new one for Valentine's Day as well, but I can't remember what the name is to implement. But let's get Daddy Samar back to normal here. So I think you gotta box them and unbox them to get rid of the chunkiness. Yeah. Okay. So that's with a gharial. Let's go ahead and see what it looks like with an animal that maybe, you know, the more ideal use case scenario. Hello there, little buddy. Advait. Right. Oh my god, so cute. Diseased animal discovered vet call. Okay, I'm gonna have to. I need to focus on that. Oh no, that's amazing. Oh my god. Wait, are you taking it? You are, aren't you? Yep, you're poop. Of course what I'm watching. All right, okay, we're done here. We're done here. What was your name? Let's go ahead and copy that back in. There we go. And let's make sure you're boxed and unboxed. I just figured that'd be the cutest animal to do it with. But all right, let's go ahead and solve some problems over here. No, we missed her passing. Call a vet over here. Diseased animals. Yeah, these peafowl. Peafowls? The peafowl here. Problematic. Very problematic. We got to keep her en route. We've got way too many babies. Oh, you know what? No, let's go ahead and get rid of some of these guys. This is way too much. 44. I don't need 44. Go ahead and get rid of you lot. Or you as well. Let's get rid of one of the males as well. Man, what's going on here? Ready to sell to the wild? Let's go. I was fine for alpha status is fine. Incorrect sex ratio still over here. Really? I thought I fixed that. I guess I'm wrong. Oh, never got around to fixing it? Or did more of the males become adults? Doesn't seem to be the case. Hemison seems to be the only one. What's going on here? Zariel's about to pass away. We got a couple females here. Oh, weird. No, wait, Hemison is the one that's staying here. Yeah, no, this is fine. Oh, you, for some reason, are still here. How did you make it through? That's how. Gonna go ahead and release you to the wild. Done. Run away. Disappear. I released 3 different habitat species to the wild. Got 2 out of 3. Just got to do 1 more. I mean, I guess my peafowl didn't count. Oh, it needs to be 3 different species. Fair enough. We'll find someone else to do. Habitat cleanliness is an issue. Keepers en route. I mean, this is a mess. It is disgusting. Affecting animals. I need this done. Actually, clicking on the vet reminds me. We got protesters coming through. You can hear them. Clicking on the vet reminds me we should send a vet to do research on active disease. Well, at least we're research. Oh, at least we've got it researched, I mean. Let's go ahead and get someone researching the Bactrian camel. Let's get Amelia. Let's get you on there. All right, we've got another pronghorn antelope about to mature. Yeah, these animals need a lot of taking care of. Kind of let that get out of hand. Okay, what are you guys protesting? The peafowl, I assume? Are you done? You look like you're leaving. Leaving zoo. Okay, great. Solve that problem just in time. All right, what else are we doing over here? So, We fixed our alpha female bison. Well, she used to be the alpha female bison. She was on contraceptives. Got that taken care of. Over here, just one thing I want to do. So again, Yanasi Plains we're going to come back to and get some work done on. Looks like crowds are... Well, I say they're coming here again, but I guess what I mean more is we're able to see the crowds active over here. What is this nonsense? Like, come on. The game is just being ridiculous at this point. Like, what am I supposed to do? I guess I get more cameras down. Jeez. While not having anything selected because camera has the letter M in it. Sorry, facilities. Camera, alright. Let's get one up over here. Sure. Get one over here. No power over here, I take it. Seems to be the case. Not a problem. We'll solve that in a second. Yeah, so we're just... Oh my god. On both sides, just outside of reach. Okay, well in that case, let's go ahead and move you over into here. Right? You, we can move over. I'm not going to put down another source of power just for this one. I just need to make minor adjustments. Come on, over here. Excellent. Do that. Let's take a look at our security coverage. Much better. A little bit of a gap over here, but hopefully it's not so bad that people will take advantage of it. And let's go ahead and put you over here. There we go. Decent coverage, I think. Good stuff. Oh, we're about to have some more tortoises mature, so that's good. We can make some good conservation credits off of them. Not in a rush to make conservation credits right now, but we will be getting some more animals soon, and at that point in time, I'm going to revisit my my trade center and make some sales and stuff. But right, so one thing I want to do over here, like I said, we'll come back to Yanasi Plains later. We made some changes. You know, we got some of these like desire lines, they're called. Not that there are any roads here. Desire lines show the path of least resistance from point A to point B. The important thing in urban planning and urban design. What was I doing here? I was going to go and get you. What's your enrichment looking like? Get rid of the rubbing pillar and the mud bath, perhaps. Get rid of you, and get rid of... Where's the rubbing pillar? Thought it was... There we go. Oh, buddy's just having some fun right now. Oh, too bad. Away it goes. Let's go ahead and... Bison here. Toys. I want to try and get... Okay, let's get the Skittle. I'm going to put this up over here. Right? And I'm going to go ahead and put down a grab ball again down by here. It's my standard grab ball spot. And that should make the animals happy. Let's go ahead and take a quick check over here, though. Horses are maturing, so we're going to have to check in on them. Yeah, Enrichment's happy for you. And what about the bison? So it's just so fun to see them running around and stuff. Yeah, they're super happy. Go ahead and get a keeper coming in over here. Drop off some food and stuff. That would be very helpful. But I also want to check. Are you able to, because I don't think they are able to climb up. Oh, you're able to climb up. Just do a little jump, I guess. Fair enough. But what about the bison? I think the bison can't really jump like that. Yeah. So what we need to do over here is, let's go ahead and bring in, well, that's not going to work. I need to do, let's say logs, or let's go to habitat, and let's go to climbing platforms. What I can do is get one of these in, like so, and hopefully the bison can actually get up over here as well, and that would provide an interesting viewpoint to see the animals in action. There's so many notifications, it's like staying on top of them. It's proving difficult for me. Yeah, there we go, they're able to reach. Grizzly bears are overcrowding, alright. Let's go ahead and get rid of, I'm guessing, the new child who's now an adult. Oh my god. Symington, stop it. Young enough, you are the new one. Yes, genetics are pretty solid. Let's go ahead and put you up for trade. Go on then. Alright. My god. That was really aggressive. Animals are hungry. Oh no, Otterv. Died of old age. I can't believe we missed that. No. Oh. Farewell, boyo. Farewell. Guess we gotta get ourselves a bit of a swap going on over here. So, take a look at... Aradhya is still relatively young. Imagine coming in to pick up a dead tiger and seeing another tiger charge at you that way. I guess we could get another female tiger. Sorry, get another male tiger. Not in storage. Take a look at the Bengal tiger. We could get... No. Very low immunity there. Wouldn't mind getting another white tiger here. Very expensive. Very expensive. 1,500. Well, I mean, you know, it's not that bad. We have a fair bit. 310. Let's see. Oh, fertility is loveless. Fertility is 0, but it's not infertile. 1,000 is not bad. You know what? I might just do this. 1,000 is not bad. Sure. Justin. It's a fitting name. Go back a step. I just want to see if there's someone else for a little bit less, maybe. That's 2,300. Also not a male. 2,000 over here. 1,070. Alright. Let's see if that tiger we scattered is still available. Emberly has joined a pack. Alright, Justin. Get you in here, buddy. Get you in here. Get you into quarantine first, of course. And then we'll drop you off in there. Just gotta remember to do that. And then they will have a new partner. Now, on the topic of partners, I need to check in on the camels over here. One sec. I've got this education board updated. Our camels are where? Where are you guys? Oh, there we go. Oh, so cute. Are you related? Have I done this again? No. Okay, good. Wait. Just low welfare. What's the deal here? You're hungry and thirsty. Well, drinking you should be fine. Hungry. You maybe need... Get you coming through. Lots of animals are starving. I'm really at a bit of a loss in terms of just why there's so much of a struggle going on. I'm just checking one thing over here. It was mentioned that I may have left a feeder outside when I adjusted the size of the habitat, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Might have mistaken a light for a feeder. Okay, so this is a problem, obviously. I'm going to go ahead and hire more keepers. We clearly need more keepers. I'll wait until the sun to come up, and then we can dive on into our time lapse, I think, shortly after the sun comes up. But yes, zoo, staff, keepers. Let's go ahead and pause for a second here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. You know what? 5 and 6. Here's what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and reduce all your salaries, of course. You're America's North. Reduce your salary as well. You're well, we don't need anybody in the Arctic, so you're India Center. Just literally assigning everyone to something. There we go. You're America's South. You are America's East. And then you, I think you need to actually drop first. Yeah, so let's unpause real quick. There we go. Go ahead and drop that down. We did America's East, so India entrance. And I guess Southeast Asia hasn't had any issues yet, so that's fine. That's fine. That should solve the problem, hopefully. And on that same note, though, we're going to staff, we're going to rating, and we're going to go ahead and we can't, obviously, the latest hires you can't upgrade, but everybody else. A lot of 2 stars. We can very easily turn to 3. We can afford the increased salaries, no problem, so I'm not worried about that. And a lot of 4s that we can turn to 5s and 3s we can turn to 4. Just go ahead and spam these clicks a little bit. They'll help so much in the long run. There. I should just make that a habit. I should just do it more often. All right, let's unpause. Hopefully this will get solved. Animals fighting due to overcrowding. Let's go ahead and pick out our new adults. So Margarita and Pedro and Maria and Juan, you are all going to... I release them to the wild. Okay, let's go ahead and release Maria and Juan into the wild, because that'll accomplish our objective as well. And then the other two will set up for trading. That's Pedro and Margarita. The trade store, the center. Trade storage, trade center. You know what I meant. Philippe is getting surgery. I guess he got injured. Looks like he's doing okay though, so it wasn't too bad. And what are we looking at here? Justin. Let's move you right back into Bagraba. Alright, good stuff. And what else have we got going on? This is a problem. Why are y'all so hungry? Because we have an entry point for our keepers and stuff. That's not the concern. Keepers coming through every month. This is the keeper hut that's being used. Isn't there one that's closer? I could have sworn... Like, wouldn't this one be a lot closer? I guess not. This one's also very close, but for that I need to put the entrance over here. Okay, let's go ahead and make a little adjustment over here. If I take a look at the habitat... Sorry, not habitat, but barrier. Look at the habitat gate. Would I be able to? Because the path here is a little funky, is the problem as well. Path here is very funky in that it doesn't allow you to connect. Well, this might just be because... Oh, yeah, obstructed. Okay, so it might let me connect there, so let's go ahead and get rid of this one over here. Where are you? Okay. And let's go ahead and get the habitat gate. Habitat gate, I said. Come on, game. Barrier, habitat gate. There we go. Get you down like over here. Yeah, I don't think it'll let me connect. Oh. Is that connected? Animal has escaped. I don't know how that's considered escaped, but... Alright. Are we able to reach in there? I can't tell if this is connected or not, but I would like to see... Oh yeah, okay, good. I was like, I wanted to see someone come in there, and that worked out perfectly. Possibly due to work zone setup, but they just walked in here. So what's that about? And they just walked right out too. And now they walk right back in. So, okay, they can use this door just fine, it would seem like. So then use this door. Alright. I'm gonna try and keep an eye on this. I don't want to have that many starving animals and stuff. That's just, I mean... It literally makes me feel like gross. And one last thing to check with the flamingos, actually, since it's raining right now, not really ideal construction weather, time-lapsing weather. I wanted to check in terms of the environment. Yeah, see, the plants we've chosen, because this was something that was suggested, it might not be a matter of how many plants, but the plants that were picked. The plants that we have in here are all fine in terms of the biome and the continent they're from. It's not, that's not the issue. The issue is the coverage. It's just too much coverage. And I mean, unless I like completely strip all these out, I don't know how we'll be able to solve this. I'm just trying to move these out a little bit more, move you out because you're not actually out. See what we can do. It was suggested that the roots being beyond the barrier might be a part of the problem, so let's go ahead and try and adjust that maybe. Maybe that'll do the trick. Let's see what that does for our flamingos over here. And what is up here? I don't know why that wasn't educating. Let's see, it still counts. Still counts these guys, despite them being outside. So it's because the the overhang is reaching in, I guess. I guess that's doing the trick. All right, fair enough. We'll have to sort this out. But again, we'll sort it out later. I do want to sort it out, but I don't want to get bogged down. Weather is looking pretty good, but there are a couple of final management things I wanted to do. For one, over here, the pandas, poor neglected bunch that they are, did not get... sorry, gotta click here, right? Yeah, did not get their food upgraded. It's only a little bit more expensive, and we're still making money, looks like. Hopefully they'll bring refunds back. So as y'all have explained to me, refunds are... this is a problem. Refunds have been paused because the developers clearly have seen that it's not really working like it's supposed to. So I guess that's a good thing for now. Yeah, see, this isn't... I guess this might not actually be working, because otherwise we wouldn't be getting that warning. Let me just check real quick here if we take a look at our work zones. But as I do that, I want to check on crime. Yep, not surprised. Go to our work zones real quick. This would be India entrance is one among many of its things. So let's go ahead and put you into India entrance. Okay. Let's see India center. Yeah, you should be assigned as well. Oh, maybe it got unassigned when I moved the gate. I'm guessing that's what happened. Which, fair enough. Fair enough. Let's go ahead and see if that does the trick. Okay, looks like it did. So over here, are we back to seeing ratio issues? Oh my god. 5 males came into adulthood. Alright. You and you need to go. That's 2 of them. Emerson was the alpha, if I'm not mistaken. Let's just double check here. Emerson's the alpha, yeah. Go ahead and mark you. I don't know why I haven't marked these guys. So, if you're the dad, you gotta get rid of all the other males. You. Okay, let's go ahead and enter the trade center. Still counts 5. I don't know why it counts them when they're in the trade center. I mean, I get that they're still associated, but it makes it so much harder to manage this. Because, yeah, now we have just the 1 male, a bunch of babies. And in fact, what I want to do before I forget, because I almost know I will, go ahead and look at the pronghorn antelope. And let's get some of these young girls onto contraceptives now. Make sure we don't have any issues down the line. Zariel looks like she's going to pass away soon. Alright, that's that taken care of. So we've got our pandas taken care of, our bears taken care of. One last thing to check in on the bears for. Sorry, this has been a very haphazard episode. I can feel it myself. The bears are pretty happy. Their toy enrichment isn't full, but it was at like 90-something%, I think, when I did it last session. So obviously it's going to drop down. I'll let it drop down a bit more before I change that. Alright, so that's that taken care of. Let's go ahead and pause for a quick second. Because this is ideal climate for time-lapsing, but there's a couple of things I want to put down before I get into that. There are a couple of things I want to put down. So first of all, over here, we've got a pip shot water. Unfortunately, we also have a pip shot water over here, I believe, which has already been named Chamomile. So we're going to replace this pip shot water with a pip shot, what is it? Smoothies? Juice. Pip shot juice. The reason why it's got to be a pip shot is because its name is going to be, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Spit shot juice. My God. Honestly, there were some ridiculously amazing name suggestions that were dropped in the comments of the previous episode, so I'm going to try and drop some of those in. So we've got you. We have, so you're water, you are Monsieur Frit. We're going to get rid of you, because I did not get a name suggestion for you. But I did get a name suggestion that works great for hot dogs. So if I can just find the hot dog squad and drop you in here. Perfect.
Hot dog squad.
Hot dog squad, you are actually going to be... where'd it go? Pump dogs. There we go. So that's 2 done. A couple more to go. We have... Let's see. Just chill. These guys are all named, right? Yes. More associated with the flamingos than here. And I'll keep them associated there, but I'll give them this kind of bizarre SOUQ Medina look, or whatever we want to call it. But I do want to add another info center. This was a great suggestion, just from a headcanon perspective, which is something I really like doing. So we got the flaminfo over here. But let's go ahead and put an info center down over here, perhaps. I think that's far enough away. Let's get this info center down over here. The reason why I want to put it down over here is because I think it's pretty neat to think that they go over here, they check out the camel that they want to get, and they go over here and they adopt it, because something that the info center allows. Now, I don't have a name for it, but something that the info center allows is adoption packs. So that felt like a really nice tie-in, so great suggestion there. Thought I'd do that. And apart from that, we want to get... this is honestly becoming a proper, a full-on marketplace now, which I don't mind at all. I don't mind at all. So we've got a Cosmic Cow ice cream, but we can get a Cosmic Cow milkshake for this next one. What I'll do is I'll put you down like over here maybe, so people that are going up that way have access to this thing easily. And again, we'll still style it like it's in the bazaar, the SOUQ, the Medina, whatever we want to call it, whatever we're going with. But this one is going to be called, another great name suggestion, this one is the Dromedary. God. All right. I think that's everything. All the other names are for the actual enclosure and things like that, so I'll get into that in the time-lapse, but I do think it's time-lapse time. It's quite a bit to take care of and make sure that things are working properly. Again, we had a couple of issues with you know, the bedding not being used. As we can see, these guys are actually resting out in the middle of nowhere. We have to make sure they're able to drink their water and stuff as well. And actually, I want to make sure... Yeah, okay, you are getting your food. However, where's the entrance here? Up over here. I'll just make sure that the food quality is... we haven't researched enough. We haven't done enough research, but have we at least unlocked... No, that's the power source failing. Get a mechanic up in here. I was wondering if we'd unlocked anything, but it seems that we haven't. I guess I've spent a lot of my time paused so far. Yeah, we're getting there, I'd like to get them some, you know, toys and stuff like that. But okay, so where are we right now? We've got a bunch of nothing in the exhibit storage. Animal storage has a bunch of animals that I really need to look at, you know, trading out. Kiara still hasn't gone, eh? Still hasn't gone. I've been told that releasing them from the wild from within the enclosure is a better idea for the tigers. I'm just going to check. This is just a price check. Don't worry. So that's Aradhya, and we've got Justin here, who will hopefully be the Pops. If we go ahead and check, we're to release you to the wild. Okay, about 500 and something. Yeah, it's not bad. I might do that with Kiara if I can't get at least 500 or something off of her. In fact, let's put her up to trade again. I always thought she was worth more than that, but guess not. Guess not. Let's put her up for 550. Do that. Y'all are staying. I'm starting to lose the track of everything I wanted to do with the tigers. It's gotten so hectic in here. These guys, I mean, I'm sure I can trade them out for a decent sum, but I'll look at all that later. I'll look at all that later, folks. I'm sure you guys are waiting patiently for the time lapse. I am as well. Lots to do. I hope I can complete it. But this is going to be a bit of an undertaking. Let's begin. All right, folks. Really happy with how this one turns out. Let's not waste any time and dive right into fixing some of the issues from the previous time lapse. So first things first, as many of you suggested, we need to modify the kind of stable area. Let's call them stables for just ease of communication. So initially, I got these like smaller ones. Many of you were suggesting, well, maybe you make them a little bit wider. Maybe the entry angle is a little bit bigger. Like there's more room at the entry point than there is at the front. And I realized that probably the best solution would be to just make it one giant set of stables on one side and another big one on the other side as well. So rather than being 3 small pieces, it's one large, and same thing on the other side as well. So using those same African branch pieces and whatnot to seal off the top where appropriate, and actually using the really getting more, I guess, familiar with the bedding. Because by pushing it through like the logs and whatnot, it looks a lot nicer. I think I'm really liking how that's looking, actually, if I'm completely honest. But yeah, so that's a very quick fix, and later on we do check, and the camels are able to enter the space, so that's nice. And hopefully they'll actually use that to rest in, or I might need to make it a little bit bigger if they don't. Now, here I think you'll notice every once in a while I pause to A, consider my options as to what to tackle, and B, look up references. So first things first, as I'm like, I've got references open to the side and I feel not yet ready to tackle it. So you can see I'm going around putting down some vegetation, adding some rock, because the camels do like a little bit of rock. So I changed the sand by the classic, the Hellenistic ruins into rock. And then finally, after, procrastinating as much as possible, I decided it's time to tackle our marketplace. I'm so used to calling it a Medina because of my time spent in Rabat, where it was like, let's go to the Medina, and that's what I have in mind. But I guess the appropriate term is, yes, souk, but I'm going to just say marketplace to keep it broad, I guess. But I have something in mind, which is from my personal experiences, because a lot of it fits the bill. It's very, very familiar visually and aesthetically speaking across the board in North Africa and parts of the Middle East as well. So that's where the inspiration and thinking is coming from. So I pitched this earlier, in the previous session about doing the little canopies and whatnot out of fabric. A resounding positive response to that means I'm going to now execute it. So using the East Asian timber pieces, the East Asian water wheel pieces and the Indian fabric pieces, trying to get some variety in between the blues and the pinks and the reds and whatnot. Actually really like how it ends up looking. I think it's working, like, perfectly is a strong word. It's working very well. And later on I start playing with the height as well. So some of the canopy pieces are lower, some are higher, and that really, feels appropriate as well. Like, 'cause right here, you'll see it actually happened completely happy accident. I moved it over. It was a little short, and I was like, you know what? That looks great. Let's keep it. And so I end up doing that more intentionally, further down the line. But again, a big part of what makes something like this successful is like the organized chaos of it. You can't just put things down in a mess, because then it is a mess. You have to make it look like a mess, but it needs to be intentional. And there you can see I zoomed out. I took a look from the top to like get an idea of like where we're seeing some empty spaces and how I should fill them out. And you can see again when we go down low, and I do pretty sure I go low in regular speed as well, but when we go down low, it just feels so right. Put some more trees down as well. Want to make sure people are getting natural shade as well, so to speak. And then I start building the coverings for some of these shops. And this is honestly, the biggest struggle in my opinion for this section, is like how to add some decent variety and make it a bit more interesting. I wish there were more options for shop coverings. Ultimately, I end up again going through my references, and let me tell you, it's funny looking at pictures of a place you used to visit back when you were in middle school, as somebody who's like well past post-secondary and into their like adult life and whatnot. I was looking at images, and it completely slipped my mind that there's a lot of concrete and plaster structures as well, corrugate roofing and things like that as well. At least at the Medina in Rabat, which is the one that I have in my head that I'm using as a reference point. So I start using some pieces as well. I wanted to create some bigger buildings, and I wanted to do like alleyways and things like that. But it starts. You'll see I do that in a moment's time. I start building a bigger building, and it just doesn't work really. But we do end up with some interesting variety, and I'm like getting ahead of myself. I'm really happy with how this turned out, but that's why I'm getting ahead of myself, because I just want to talk about everything that you're about to see before you even see it. Yeah, that's me zooming out again and just trying to, again, not only look at the local area, but also from a bird's eye view. How does it fit into the grand scheme of things? You know, does it look nice? Does it stick out like a sore thumb when you compare it to the rest of the zoo? I mean, everything kind of has its own look and feel, but, you know, is this too barren? Is there too much? You know, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, every once in a while I'll zoom out and take a peek. But here I'm building, I don't know, I was like, maybe we'll do like a minaret or something. You know, it's a marketplace, it's a place of congregation. Maybe we do like a minaret or a tower for some reason. And it just doesn't look right. The pieces aren't really there, which is ironic because a lot of the Indian pieces are Mughal, and Mughal pieces are like Mughals were Muslim conquerors. So it's like it's neither here nor there though for the region that we're dealing with right now. So rather than go too back in the past, I decided to start playing with things that are a bit more, you know, present or future. Well, present, I guess is the right word. So we start looking at plaster, brick, concrete options as well. And again, like my reference point is a Mediterranean nation, right? And so typically you get a lot more sort of color. I would have gotten even more vibrant with the pink brick that you saw earlier, but it started to feel a little like just didn't feel right. But I start playing around with, you know, color, and you saw I played with the corrugate piece there as well, and then covered it up promptly. So, you know, did it even need to be there? I don't know. Felt like the right thing to do though. What else do we do? So I guess yeah, right. So I start expanding the bazaar look to the marketplace look. I'll use that generic term, right? To this section over here. And here again, we try something a little different. I was like, okay, well, yeah, if this is like, let's say hypothetically, if this is the other entrance or the back entrance or the exit or whatever it might be, how can we make it a bit more interesting rather than just have another canopy area? So here we're using the plaster wall sections. I actually really like how it looks. It's got just enough of a texture to it that it feels, you know, alive, so to speak. And again, going for just a slightly off-white kind of grayish tone over here. Hasn't been, you know, done up too fancy or anything like that. And then building this like little archway entrance. And I really like how that looks. It feels right. It feels appropriate, I guess is the way to put it. And again, it's different, right? So trying to build this like, I mean, again, trying to build this marketplace essentially without without the pieces to blend from one style to the other. I feel like we've done a pretty good job over here. I mean, as always, I turn to you and your opinion in the comments to get a feel for, you know, what you think I should do to maybe make it work better, or what right now is not making it work at all. But you can see I keep spreading the whole canopied look as well to that side to just balance it out, to make sure we have a little bit of everything, you know, across the board, so it feels like a unified space, not just like two different marketplaces that have been stuck together. I wanted to feel unified. I really like how this looks, actually. Like, after all the canopies and stuff have been placed, what was a rather, you know, dull gray wall and archway has ended up looking quite nice. Now it comes time for some naming challenges. First things first, I got a lot of excellent names, and I gotta hand it to you guys. The creativity that's being exhibited in the comments when it comes time to like name suggestions blows me away. Y'all are insane. I love it. And I got so many name suggestions for this that I was like, I want to implement a couple of them. So Camelot was one of the name suggestions, and I love it because it's like a camel lot. So rather than calling the entire enclosure Camelot, I've got Camelot 1 and Camelot 2. They're the lots where the camels are. You get it? You get it. I'm sure you get it. Right. Love it. The name, the main name. I go over some of the suggestions in a bit after the time lapse because I was so blown away. But you'll see, right now, I am struggling to figure out which one I want to do. And so I need y'all to vote. There's going to be a little eye at the top right corner of the screen. Click on a little eye. There will be a poll, and you can let me know between the two options. I should be able to narrow it down to two options between those two. Let me know what you prefer, and we're going to go based on that vote. Anybody can vote, no limitations. Members, patrons, regular viewers, you know, subscribers, non-subscribers, and if you haven't subscribed, maybe consider subscribing. Now's the time to mention that. Vote, let me know what you think, and we'll implement that name next session. But because I couldn't come up with a name, I said, all right, let's put that aside. Let's get to work and work on these ruins again. And again, taking a lot of your suggestions from the comments, like building things upright and then toppling them over, trying to pretend what the structure here might actually have been so I can place pieces appropriately. I'll be honest, I'm still not entirely convinced about this classic section. I even put down, like, you know, what would be, I guess, a staircase over here. The steps up to, like, the flats where the market would be. I don't know. This still needs some work. I need to look at some more references and get some more ideas. Again, I feel like the pieces aren't the right pieces for ancient classical ruins. They're a bit more modern feeling. The last thing I do, though, right now is I adjust the depth of the oasis itself to make sure it's a bit more comfortable for, like, wading and walking through and drinking from. But yeah, I'm really happy with this. I'm really happy with this. So we're going to go back to real time in just a moment's time, do a little bit of lighting work, but I don't switch to night or anything because I'm fairly convinced we've got it pretty well figured out. So just adding a couple of lights in here, and that's going to be the time lapse. I'm personally really happy with how things are looking, except for that little classical corner. So y'all let me know what you think, as always, in the comments. Makes a huge difference. Lets me know what y'all think is good and what's bad, and I adjust accordingly. Back to the regular speed. All right, folks, I would say that was a relatively successful time lapse. Can't help myself. I like that one so much. I had to use it more than once today. In all seriousness, though, pretty happy with how things are looking. Still having some trouble with the classic area for the camels. Just not entirely sure how I want to execute this. The thing about ruins is, like, they have a very, it's funny, it's like ruins have a very distinct, like, look about them. And none of these pieces are really made to be, like, ruins pieces. Like, you know, the typical site of, like, I mean, sure, things buried in the sand, but also, like, the lower columns and then the columns that are still intact, and then, you know, there's like a gradual increase in height and things like that. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure how I feel about this area just yet, so it might need a little bit more work, and I'm going to look at some more references or something. But as much trouble as I'm having with this area, I am absolutely loving, like, the bazaar area, the souk area, the Medina area, whatever you want to call it. I'm really liking how this kind of looks and feels. It's got that chaos element to it, which feels very real. I really like how the canopies feel when you come underneath them. I mean, that feels right. This doesn't feel right. Why are you? You're just kind of chilling here, aren't you? Oh, I see what happened. I see what happened. Cancel that. Let's go ahead and fix that real quick. It seems that I have copied parts of multiple elements and left things hanging. Easy enough fix if I can select the pieces. If I could just select the pieces. There we go. Get you up over here through the canopy. Beautiful. Right, so as I was saying, like, when you come down over here, like, this feels legit. This feels good. Got a couple lights in as well. Didn't really test it in the darkness, but as you can tell, as I probably mentioned during the time lapse as well, I have not yet picked a name. There were so many great suggestions, and I'm torn between the Bactrian Bazaar and Oasis Outpost. They both got so many likes, so many comments that reference those names and things like that. I personally love them both as well, so I'm having a tough time picking between those two. So I'm going to throw it up for a vote. Under the eye at the top right corner of the screen, folks, there will be a little poll, and I will take a look at that poll by the time I record the next episode, and that will be the name I will give this area. But yeah, there were some really great name suggestions. I was having a hard time settling, as you can tell. I think we're good to hit play, though. I want to check to make sure that our camels are able to use their, you know, widened bed space, and I want to make sure they're still happy with the overall vegetation and stuff. We did add some more vegetation in the area, and I might add even more still, or I might try to do something a little cheeky just at the edge of the coverage. See, because what I was thinking was it would maybe do the trick to, like, put some of these trees over here, and it would make the space look a lot nicer. Because that's the thing. I saw many of you mention, like, oh, this is not really the prettiest space, and I don't disagree. And you don't have to be polite about it either. Yeah, this is, you know, it ain't got no alibi, so to speak. It's ugly, right? I mean, because it's empty, though. Like, I really like this space because it's so busy. So what part of me is tempted to do is actually duplicate this and make a lot of... What's without power over here? Cosmic Cow Milkshake, where? Down over here. I'm guessing that's because this generator over here is, yeah, a little damaged. Just needs a little bit of repair work. I believe it can be reached using the staff path. Yes, it can. Once that's repaired, we'll have coverage there. And actually, since I am here, there was a couple of things I forgot to do over here. I wanted to get, where'd it go? Blueprints. My blueprints. I wanted to drop down the education over here. So that people are able to learn about the, I'm gonna say the bison off of you. I could just get to that speaker as well. That'd be great. Why would you scroll down? Just stay at the top. Come on, come on, come on. Bison. All right. And let's shift these guys over to this side. I need to get a donation bin down as well soon, before people walk by without, you know, paying or anything. Sorry, not without paying, but without donating. There we go. Wow, did not mean to select everything. There we go. Duplicate you. I mean, it's good to see people are, you know, coming here to at least get food and stuff. That's, you know, at least something. But let's go ahead and get you informing people about the pronghorn antelope. Pronghorn antelope. And we, of course, want to get a donation bin down here. Actually glad that the power inefficiency dragged me over here, because I forgot to do that earlier, even though it was commented on. I really want to see the animals get up here and play with the things up over here. Oh, are you? No, you just got the grab ball. You're running away with the grab ball, buddy. Come on. Come on, kid. There's a different toy to play with over there. Anyway, let's go back to our camels over here. But yeah, as I was saying, I couldn't resist all the name suggestions. So I even integrated Camelot 1 and Camelot 2 because they are camel lots. There were so many good name suggestions. Another one was I'm not sure how I'd pronounce it. Camelistan, Camelistan. I like that a lot. And just for how bad the genetics were here. Just for a breakdown for those of you that are you know, interested or intrigued, Istan or Stan, I guess, is like Hindi Arabic. It's a part of that language group, and it means like place of. So, you know, so for example, Afghanistan is the place of the Afghan. Pakistan is the place of now. So that, unfortunately, that first half has been turned into a rude word, I guess is the way to put it. At least you're the wild. You're gonna act like a wild animal. There we go. But it actually means the place of the pure, if memory serves me right. India's Hindi name is Hindustan, which is a place of the Indus. That's a fun fact, actually. So it's named after the Indus Valley River, but the Persians, I believe, couldn't say Indus. They would say Hindus. So it became Hindustan. Often misattributed to being like Hindustan, like place of the Hindus, which is not what it means. Fun fact. But yeah, so there were a lot of great name suggestions, a lot that kept in mind the locality and stuff. I had a really hard time picking. So thank you all, as always, for those name suggestions. Looks like we're having some babies, so that's good among the bisons. Bisons? Bison. What's the plural of bison? I think it's just bison, isn't it? And it looks like these guys are able to reach their spaces here as well. Now, I don't know if it's enough for them to be able to sleep in, is the question. Looks like it might be. It's actually weird how much of a, like, why they can't get a little bit closer over here. The bounding boxes or the collision boxes are a little strange. Looks like the sun's about to set, which would be nice to see what our lighting looks like, actually. It works out quite nicely. I'd still love these guys to actually go in there. I'd love to see them in there, but no luck. Habitat 26, I'm guessing. Oof, yeah, okay, so we do need to name this place. Well, we don't have to name it for the inspector, but I'd like to name it. Food enrichment is low, but I mean, what am I going to do about that? I guess what I could do is I could see if there's any food enrichment that already works for you. Indeed, there is. We could get you the raising ball feeder. This is where I want to draw people, primarily. I don't know what you're looking at over there, but, I mean, hey, sure. I guess I could put this down over here. And that way people might, you know, see them over here as well. And it helps their enrichment too. Last meal quality is kind of poor, but we don't really have upgraded meals for them just yet. Research hasn't been... Like, we're nowhere near completing the research that's required for that. Alright. Sun's almost set. Lights are going to start coming on soon. Man, this feels good. They're just chilling. They're not going to go to their bedding right now, I don't think. They're just chilling. Well, you know what, folks? I think this is where we're going to call it a session. I'm really happy with how... I just got distracted by how cute they look. I like how camels look. I think they're adorable. Look at those eyes. Look at that smile. That permanent smile on its face. Nonetheless, this is where we're going to call it a session. I was hoping to accomplish more than just the completion of the camel enclosure. Again, he had unnamed camel enclosure. But time is not my ally today, it seems. Like I knew I was going to take a long time with the marketplace area because of all the stuff I wanted to do over here and experimenting with a new style and aesthetic and stuff. But I'm definitely glad I did. Might spend some time over here next session. Maybe we'll leave it for later. Y'all let me know what you want to see, what you want to do. I've seen a lot of requests for orangutan. I've seen a lot of requests for the Komodo dragon. So, I mean, that's a natural evolution down over here. And the Komodo dragon is something I've been, you know, waiting on a long time, that many of us have been waiting on a long time. So, you know, that's something I want to consider as well. There's some like gaps that need filling, and many of you have been saying like maybe it's time to do that. I want to get to the polar bears probably next week, if I'm doing my math right. We'll get the polar bears back in, hopefully. Lots to do, folks. Lots to do, but this is where we're gonna call it a session over here among our camels. Well, up in the air actually. Hope you all enjoyed. If you did, you know what to do. Let me know by leaving a like and a comment down below. As always, it makes a very big difference in how I approach content on the channel. Remember, under the eye at the top right corner of this screen, you can vote, open for everybody, on the name for our camel enclosure. Honestly, you guys are fantastic at coming up with name suggestions. Just so many excellent name suggestions. Really showing that creativity. But that's all for today, folks. Massive thanks goes out to all of my channel members and patrons for supporting the channel on a monthly basis. You keep us alive and running smoothly. And a big old thanks goes out to each and every one of you for watching. Until next time, cheers.